Are you this morning? All right. So for today's flow, I'm trying to move through the Patreon sequences a little bit quicker. I think one of the common comments that I've heard is just if they could be a little bit quicker. I think we just have less time maybe when we're at home, so we're looking for something a little bit shorter. I will do my best to try to move through the sequence a little bit quicker. We are absolutely still open here for indoor classes. If you're interested in coming back in, please shoot me an email or text message. Otherwise, for today's sequence, a good amount of strength work in there, I would say. As always. And then it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No real need, I don't think, for blocks. No, not like heavy on balancing poses per se. We will give you a shot if you like to play around with Bird of Paradise. Otherwise, if you ever need to chill out and take a break, you can always take Child's Pose. And then remember, with these Patreon videos, I'll face this way. Sometimes I'll face that way. Please, at home, have one top of your mat and one back of the mat. All right? Let's get right into things this morning. All right? We'll come to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. If you like to keep your arms by your side or perhaps on the lap, feel free. Otherwise, we'll close the eyes. We'll start to bring our thoughts inward. Let's see if we can start off our practice here this morning with a nice big inhale in through the nose. See if you can feel the crown of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. It's like we're exaggerating really, really nice posture, lengthening up with every inhale. With every exhale, you can begin the process of letting go. Perhaps on a physical level, that means letting go of the tension in the neck or in the shoulders or anywhere it's hiding in the body. But then as we dive deeper throughout our practice, we can let go of any of the negative thoughts going around in the mind as we practice. But more realistically, maybe just getting rid of the wasteful thoughts, the constant chatter, the committee that never stops. See if we can try to have less thoughts and just trying to more so feel the sensation of breath as it comes in and out through the nose. Feel the sensation of the different stretches and asanas as we move through this practice. We'll take one more inhale, lift up. A nice exhale, let go. And when you're ready, we'll carefully blink the eyes open. We'll roll forward over top of the legs carefully. We're going to just kind of walk out the hands and wrists here. So we'll just freestyle the wrists a little bit. So from here, we'll invert the fingertips back, kind of press down on the floor, have the hands pointing forward, and we'll just kind of go back and forth. So just kind of like walking out the wrists. We're just trying to put a little bit of pressure on the hands and wrists. You can even kind of do the back of the wrist here like so. When doing the back of the wrist, make sure there's not 100% of your body weight pressing down on it. Take a percentage. Again, just kind of freestyle, putting some pressure on the hands and wrists. Maybe using any variety of all the wristings that we've done in class over time. All right, we'll take one or two more. And again, it started just inverting them back, having them go forward, and then inverting back, having them go forward. All right, shake out the hands and wrists here a little bit. We are going to move into rotating the spine around in circles. If you have not done this before, please listen closely. If you're familiar, go right into it. From here, we're going to try to press the rib cage to the left. Then press your spine up for cat pose. Then press the ribs right. Then the belly drops down for cow. Left. Then up. And then right. And then down for cow. Left. Up. Right. And down. Think of 4 spots. One to your left. One above. One to the right. And then the belly drops down. We're trying to hit all those 4 spots with the spine. All right, if you're moving at your own pace, you can switch directions at any time. Otherwise, maybe when you stop in cow pose, then we'll reverse it. Ribs press right, spine lifts up for cat, ribs press left, drop them down for cow pose. Right, up, left, cow, right, up, left, and cow. See if you can rotate the spine around again in circles. We'll see if we can take a few more. Moving around as best as we can. See if you can take 1 or 2 more spinal rotations. I'm going to kind of change my spot here on the mat for a moment. When you're done rotating the spine, we're ready for our first down dog. Let's tuck the toes. We'll lift the glutes high in the air, and let's spend some time first thing. Holy cow, a little tight today. Let's warm it up, move it around, pedal out the feet. You can bend the left knee, bend the right knee, maybe even shifting the heels as you sway the hips back and forth. Check in with the body, your chance to move freely. Do your thing. All right, we'll see if we can begin to settle in. Down dog in just a moment. If you want to keep moving, feel free. When you're ready to find some stillness, we'll find some stillness. All right, in down dog, we do want both heels actively pressing down towards the floor. The gaze is inward. Try to hold no tension in your head or neck. Let the head and neck hang heavy. Wherever the gaze naturally goes, that's where we're looking. Big stretch in the back of the legs. Press the heels down. Fingers are spread wide and slightly turned out. Down facing dog. Let's take a hip opener on both sides. Right foot high in the air. Bend the knee. Point the toe toward the ceiling. Right hip opens. Allow it to gravitate over left side body. Maybe you're looking over the shoulder. Maybe you can see the foot. Try to get the foot closer and closer to your gaze. We'll hold for 3. Press the chest down. 2. We'll switch out the sides on 1. Right foot comes down. Left foot. Losing it here, sorry. We'll bring left foot high in the air. We'll bend the knee. Point the toe toward the ceiling. Look over right shoulder this time. Perhaps you can see the foot. The foot will get closer and closer to our gaze as the chest presses down towards the floor. Again, maybe gazing to see that foot. We'll hold for 3. And a nice side body stretch. 2. On 1. Let's release. Bring it all the way back down. From your down facing dog, let's see if we can bend the knees and take this hovering crawl position. Now we're going to hold this position for time. First thing is press so that the shoulder blades start to lift up. And then really, instead of the butt sticking out, try to tuck your tailbone under while pressing into the floor. Don't shift the weight back into the toes. Keep the weight forward. Tuck and press. We'll hold for 3. Try to round the upper back. Find cat pose in the shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone. 2 seconds. And then on 1, let's take a child's pose. Knees drop down. Extend the arms all the way out. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let the chest melt down. Take 2 breaths here. Let's carefully come right back up to tabletop position. We're going to now try a round of wrist push-ups. We'll externally rotate the palms, point the palms out, rotate pit of the elbow so it points forward. From here, press up high on first knuckle, not using the thumbs, under control. Base of the palms tap, pressing right back up into the next one. Wrist push-ups. Controlled, moving in unison, and no crashing. All right. We'll see if we can take about 5 more. Slow on the way down. Try to control it. If you do want to make these harder, you can move the knees away from your hands. If you want to make these easier, please move your knees closer to your hands. But try to keep the shoulders in the same spot the whole time. The knees can change. All right, we'll take one last one. Up high and then slow on the way down. Again, shake out hands and wrists one more time. All right. After you prep the wrist, we're going to now just try to isolate the pelvis in these pelvic tilts. All right. So it's going to be kind of cat-cow minus the spine. See if you can arch your lower back as much as you can. This is called an anterior tilt of the tailbone, and then tuck your tailbone as much as we can, a posterior tilt. See if you can get as much movement out of the pelvis as you can, both tucking and the arching, tucking and the arching. Again, do the best you can here. We're trying to get the pelvis unstuck. So see if you can tuck and arch, tuck and the arch. Again, isolating just the pelvis. All right, we'll take 2 or 3 more here. If you would like to add the rest of the body into it, the head, the spine, the neck, you can get that involved now as well. But please understand and feel for yourself the role the pelvis plays in our cat-cows and what we're trying to do. So really, really, again, get the pelvis moving as best as you can. We'll take one more. All right, coming back to our initial position. Now, we're going to see if we can take that hovering crawl one more time. So I'll see if I can tuck the toes, come to this hovering crawl position. From here, we're going to subtly shift the weight to the left a little bit. See if you can reach your right hand to the top right corner of the mat. Hold and hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand comes down. Shift, hold, and hover the right foot over the back right corner for 5, 4, 3. Try to stay low. 2, 1. Right foot comes back. Left foot hovers for 5, 4. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1. Left hand reaches, hovers for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Sit the butt down. Extend the arms all the way out. We'll take a few breaths in child's pose. We're going to offer a reach. So from child's pose, walk your hands all the way over to the top right corner of the mat. Then reach your left fingertips out even further. Try to get a nice side body stretch on the left side of your body. Then exhale and melt down. You can even hold the right hand down onto the left wrist so it doesn't move. Otherwise, just grip the floor with the left hand. Try to get the left armpit area some nice length. Breathe. We'll take that stretch on the other side. Reach your hands over to the top left corner of the mat. Reach the right fingertips out even further. And then exhale and melt down. And once again, we'll release. We can come back to tabletop position. Now we have an option here. All right, you can tuck the toes, you can lift up into down facing dog, and you can wait for us in down dog for a few moments. Otherwise, we can take that hovering crawl position one more time, maybe hovering crawl, and then from the hovering crawl, again, you might be in down dog right now, hang out, wait for us, or from hovering crawl, dolphin push-ups. Allow the weight to go into the feet, drop down to the forearms, lean forward, press yourself, straightening out the arms. Elbows drop down. Press. That's 2. We'll try 5. 3. 4. And 5. Straighten out the legs. Down facing dog. If you want to pedal out the feet, move the hips around left and right one more time before you find some stillness. Feel free. We'll take a nice big inhale. And on our exhale, let's settle in to our down facing dog. Big inhale, fill the lungs. And a big exhale, let it go. At the bottom of your breath, bend your knees, look up. We're going to walk or step to the top of the mat. Exhale and forward. Fold. If you like to pedal out the feet once again, maybe let the head and neck hang heavy. Maybe even grabbing opposite elbows, you can sway a little left and right and a little bounce if that feels good for you. Release the head, the neck, and spine. We'll put a slight bend in the knees. We'll see if we can round up one vertebrae at a time. When you get to standing, we'll just take Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of the mat for a moment. Tadasana. And let's take a big inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Maybe a back bend as you reach up and back. And then we'll take a big exhale and swan dive down. We'll hinge at the hips, coming all the way down. Palms relatively flat to the floor. Knees can be bent or straight. Slowly and under control, we're going to lift the right foot and slowly send the right foot back for runner's lunge. Send it back, 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 right foot touches down. We're in runner's lunge. Left foot steps or slides back, high plank, elbows in close, chaturanga down. Inhale to up facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift back. Downward facing dog, maybe stepping the feet up a little bit. You can stay, or right hip opens high in the air, bend the knee, look over the shoulder. We'll spend the breath here, gazing at the foot, breathe, and then slowly step and place the right foot up to between the hands. Left hand plants down, inhale, right arm rises, easy twist, 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 twist. Right hand comes down, left foot steps up, round up one vertebrae at a time. Big inhale at the top, reach up, maybe a back bend. Exhale, swan dive down. Hinge at the hips, coming all the way down. Begin to lift that left foot, send it back slow, slow, slow. Left foot touches down, runner's lunge. Right foot steps back, high plank. Chaturanga down, nice and slow. Inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, lift back. Down facing dog. Left foot, hip opener, high in the air. Look over the shoulder. Maybe you can see the foot. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Step and place the left foot up to between the hands. Right hand touches down. Inhale, left arm rises. Easy twist. Exhale, twist. Release. Left palm plants down. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Round up one vertebrae at a time. When you get to standing, inhale, arms rise. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. This time, we're going to step or walk both feet back at the same time. High plank, elbows in close, chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Exhale, lift back. Downward facing dog. We'll take 3 to 5 breaths here in down facing dog. Big inhale. And a big exhale, let go. All right, right foot high in the air behind you. Step and place the right foot through. Back left heel pivots down. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Lead with the left fingertips, then we'll add the right fingertips, Warrior 2. Now, in our Warrior 2, we do want the right knee bending and pointing in the same direction as the right foot is. This left hip's not caving in too much. We want to try to press this left hip back. We'll add the arms as the shoulders melt down and away from the ears, Warrior 2 pose. Now, we're going to engage the inner thighs. We were playing around with this last week. Try to pull your top right heel in and your back left heel up. Everything's pulling into the center of the body, turning on the inner thighs. Let's hold for 3 seconds. Breathe, sink it down, pull the floor together. 2 seconds. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze it in. And then on 1, let's straighten out both of the legs. Pivot the right foot to face the side of the mat. Now we're going to turn the feet out. So heels in, feet out. We'll see if we can take goddess pose. We'll try to squeeze the blades as the arms are cactused. We'll sit it down, and we're trying for a few things very tricky to press the knees open, not let them cave in, and tuck the tailbone. It's hard to do both of those things at the same time. Try. And then we're adding the arms, squeezing everything together. We'll hold for 3 seconds. Goddess pose. Breathe. 2 seconds. On 1, straighten out the legs. Pivot your back left foot up. Right foot facing forward. Let's sink once again. Virabhadrasana 2. Scoot it out. Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2 pose. Once again, drag the floor in together. We'll hold for 3, 2. Humble warrior on 1. Release and interlace the hands behind. Press the hands away. Chest presents up. Lead with your chest. Humble warrior. Come to the inside of the right thigh if you would like to squeeze the floor in together. Beautiful. Extra engagements. We'll hold here for 3 seconds. Humble warrior. Interlacing those hands, trying to get them over the head eventually. 2 seconds. And then on 1, release, hands touch down. Right hand inside of right foot. You could stay here, left arm rising. There is an option for Bird of Paradise. You could try to bind. That's an option for 1. Reaching the hands under and binding. Stay there. Or left foot steps up. You can stare at the floor. See if you can come to standing. From here, maybe the leg begins to straighten out for you. Maybe you're gazing over the left shoulder. If you want to take Bird of Paradise, give it a shot. See if you can maintain the bind as you step it back. And we're right back into that open hip twist that we were in a moment ago. Final breath here. Breathe. Left hand comes down. Right foot steps back, shake it out. We're in a high plank position. I'm going to ask that you press the floor away from one another. So my palms are going to pull the floor away like so. You'll feel extra engagements in your shoulders. So high plank, press the floor away for 5 seconds. Try to round the upper back so we're pushing into the floor and the palms away. 4 seconds. 3, 2, and then on 1, drag the palms in towards your toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Drop down to the knees. All right, you should feel the core really kick in, hopefully the scap as well. So we're going to see if we can take half camel pose. Half camel. So from here, if you do have a yoga block, you can put the yoga block on its highest height. Maybe place it somewhere by the right calf. Otherwise, the right hand can go onto the glutes here, and you can reach the left arm up and back. If the hand can comfortably reach for the heel, we can reach for the heel. We want to press the hips forward and the chest up as the left arm reaches up and back. So again, everything's pushing forward. We're reaching up and back. We'll hold half camel for 3, 2. Try to really arch. On 1. We'll slowly come out. Left hand on the glute. Maybe down by the heel. Press the hips forward. Right hand reaches up and back. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Let's release. Option for crow or crane before we go back to down dog. You can absolutely take a child's pose right now or send the feet back for a chaturanga. If you have crow as part of your practice, perhaps we're trying to lean forward. Maybe take our crow pose like so, and then you can always go back to chaturanga from crow. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll find our way back to down facing dog. All right, do your thing. Eventually we'll come back to a down dog. How you get there is totally up to you. See if we can take a few breaths in our down facing dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. From down dog, left foot high in the air behind you. Step and place the left foot through to between the hands. Back right heel pivots down. Warrior 2 pose. Windmill the arms. Virabhadrasana 2. Sink it down nice and low. All right, if you did it last time, let's begin this time. To squeeze the floor in towards one another. Back heel's pulling up. Top heel is pulling down. Turn on the inner thighs. All right, we'll hold for 3. Squeeze the floor together. 2. On 1, straighten out those legs. Pivot the left foot to face the side of the mat. Then heels come in, heels in, feet out. All right, tuck the tailbone. Begin to sit the butt down nice and low. We're going to add the arms, cactus the arms. Sit it down, tuck, tuck, tuck the tailbone. And we'll hold for 3. Try to keep that spine as straight as you can with a tucked tailbone, knees opening. 2. Back to Warrior 2 on 1. Straighten out the legs. Pivot the right foot to face forward. Pivot that left foot to face the front of the mat. If you need to scoot them a little further apart, okay. We'll add the arms right back into the fire. Warrior 2. Squeeze the feet up in towards the center line of the body. 3 seconds. 2. Interlace hands on 1. Press the chest up and then lead for a humble warrior with the chest. Forward fold. Come to the inside of the left thigh. Again, squeezing the floor in. And again, we'll hold for 3. 2. Release the hands down on 1. Left hand inside of left foot. Inhale, right arm rises. Now, if you took Bird of Paradise last time, you can begin to set it up. It starts with the bind. The hand would reach under. I'm going to stay here. If you would like to move further, your bind would happen first. Your right foot would step up. And then we would see, if you can, stare down, right foot stays down, the left foot comes up, and then when you're at the top, you try to extend the left leg for Bird of Paradise. And then slowly we try to come down, maintaining the bind, stepping the right foot back, returning once again to this position. All right, spend one more breath here. Everybody will join us back eventually, those coming back from Bird of Paradise, and then release. Right hand comes down. Left foot steps or slides back. You want to shake out that left leg for a little bit. Feel free. High plank. All right, we're starting by pressing the floor away from one another. So press your palms away and down. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the floor in. Toes pull up. Palms pull down. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, drop down to the knees on 1. Woo! All right, the core contracted, now lengthened. We'll try full camel pose. Both palms in the lower back, elbows coming close together behind us. Inhale, lengthen up. The most important part, the up. Try to lengthen the spine up. Gently pressing stomach, hips, and thighs forward. Only reaching for the heels if your brain and lower back agree that's a good idea. And then you can press the hips forward. Chest presents up. Maybe the head drops down. Camel pose. Think about opening the front of your body. And we're still trying to press everything forward and up. We'll hold for 3. Excellent job. Breathe. 2. And on 1. Let's release. You can carefully come out. If you'd like to take a child's pose right now, maybe a soft child's pose. And if you're going to go into crow, you have one more shot at it if you would like. If you want to get a quick crow in, you can. But we're not. If If you want to get that chaturanga in, now's the time as well. All right, so maybe a quick little crow. Maybe you're working in a child's pose right now or chaturanga. We're all going to meet back in child's pose. All right, so do your thing. If you even come to a down dog, all good. We'll eventually meet in child's pose. Let's just take a few breaths here. Try to let go what we just did. About to change gears. Breathe. All right, like I said, we're about to change gears here a little bit. So from kneeling, let's simply extend the right leg all the way out. The left heel can be really nice and close to our glute. Let's inhale here, lengthen up. You can always place a block underneath of your right glute here if this is uncomfortable on the left knee. But otherwise, we're just going to forward fold over this right leg. Go to where you can and breathe. The more you flex the right toes back, it will increase the stretch. Think about the crown moving forward. Let gravity take care of the down. And spend one more breath here. All right, let's just carefully press ourselves up from here. Just taking the quad stretch, we'll roll onto our right side, right forearm. You can hold the left foot and heel and just pull it back. Get a nice quad stretch. You can really kind of yank that heel in towards the glute. Get a nice stretch across the top, front, left side here. Breathe. And then slowly release. Left leg goes long. We'll carefully bring the right heel right close to that right glute. Right knee is close in as well. Inhale, lift up. Think about the out. All right, we'll forward fold over the left leg and breathe, breathe, breathe. Now we'll take two more breaths here. All right, we'll carefully round up. We'll take the quad stretch now on that right side. You can roll onto your left forearm. Try to pull this right heel in towards your glute. Even the knee can go to back body to increase the stretch. Again, go to where you can and breathe. Finishing this class with some nice deep stretches, a little bit of core work. And we'll finish again with a nice deep hamstring stretch. Home stretch, almost done. Breathe. And then release. You can extend the right leg all the way out. We'll relay all the way here on the back. And then taking a little bit from what we were playing with last week and the week prior. Let's see if we can bring both legs directly into the air. We'll flex the feet back towards us, arms by your side. So from here, focus on the leg that's straight. Keep the left leg as straight as you possibly can with the feet flexed back. Lower the right heel down. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it comes close and doesn't really matter. We're more concerned with this top leg, so right leg stays now, left leg drops down. The straight leg, the one up towards the ceiling, that one I don't want to move. Left leg stays straight. I'm thinking, can I pull the left foot in more as the right heel drops down to the floor? And we're trying to control the trunk and the torso the whole time, so indeed, lots of core strength. All right, this is our 6th one. We'll do 10 total. So that one drops down. 4 more. Left leg drops down. Control, control. Probably feeling the abdominals starting to kind of kick in. That's 8. 2 more. Starting to fire up a little bit. Last one. Keep the left leg straight. Right leg drops down. Come back up. All right, this felt so good last week. We're going to almost end with this one as well. So point your toes. Your palms can face one another. I'm going to ask you to begin to lift the head and the shoulders off the mat a little bit and lower the legs. Stop when you get into that banana shape. We do not want the lower back to arch at all. You have to tuck your tailbone. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3. Excellent. 2. Let's windshield wiper out the legs on 1. You can bring your arms by your side. The feet can be flat to the floor, or you can have the feet elevated, knees tucked, and then just taking a round of windshield wipers back and forth. Maybe we'll do 2 more. 1 and 2. All right, we're going to tuck into a little ball. 1 home stretch, tuck. See if you can. Rock up, rock up, rock up. We'll see if we can rock ourselves all the way up to seated. We're going to end with Padhastasana, a nice deep forward fold. So just relax on this last one. Let go. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, forward fold over top of the legs. Tuck the chin, round down, and just melt into this little ball. Take 5 breaths. We'll catch up with you after. Breathe. Again, just tuck, round down, let go of any tension in the body. Maybe with every breath, we're melting down centimeters at a time. You can tuck the chin. You get a nice big stretch down the spine. Take our final breath. See if you can let go of anything left. Breathe. All right, we'll see if we can carefully round ourselves back up. All right, we're ready for our final rest and final Shavasana. I'm going to see if we can reconnect the spine 1 vertebrae at a time, the last little bit of core strength. So we'll see if we can begin to just kind of round down. Tuck, tuck, tuck. 1 vertebrae at a time. Shavasana pose, final rest. All right, excellent job, everybody. Please spend about 3 to 5 minutes in your final Shavasana and in your final rest. Just like to always, again, say thank you for joining me through the practice. If you do want to get any back bends in, we didn't do a ton of front opening. We did a little bit of those camels. You can always get some back bends in at the end of your practice if you're feeling up for it. Otherwise, 3 to 5 minutes in your final rest. Thank you so much for joining me once again. If you ever have questions or comments, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, we're approaching these fall months. Stay warm. Get outside. Let's enjoy this beautiful weather that we have until it's gone. Otherwise, any other questions too about how classes in studio have been going, please check the website for our COVID protocol. We have currently 12 spots. They're about 8 feet apart in the room. Actually, a little bit more than 8 feet. Actually, they're 9 feet apart. No, it's 30. Yes, so it's 9 feet apart. Our blocks. Yeah, so come on in, take practice, continue on Patreon, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm cool with too. Thank you, guys. 3 to 5 minutes, final rest, final Shavasana. Peace, namaste. Have a wonderful week. Peace, 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 namaste. Great job, guys. Let's enjoy the day.